I'm going to start off by giving you a brief overview of a very important project that we are, whose first phase we have completed at Seton Hall University, and we are now in the second phase of this implementation. It is, excuse me, it is a program in partnership with the American Council on Education, and I won't bore you to death, so I'll just quickly talk about it because I think it's relevant to today's theme. Seton Hall University is a two-campus university. We are located in South Orange, New Jersey, very quaint town of South Orange. And we also have the Seton Hall School of Law in Newark, New Jersey. I happen to work for both campuses. I direct the Office of International Programs, and so I deal with outgoing American students as well as incoming international students and scholars. This project is of particular importance because it was a presidential charge by our president, outgoing president, who is stepping down at the end of June, Monsignor Robert Sheeran. And he handpicked this committee to work again with the American Council on Education and to participate in this internationalization laboratory. So the program began, this very intensive program began in partnership with ACE and Seton Hall in late 2007. It was a 2-year program. And so one of the things that we realized at Seton Hall, which I'm sure is no stranger here to NYU, is that we are located in such a diverse community in South Orange and Newark, and really our charge was to sort of take advantage of that diverse community and bring that diversity into our campus, and as well as take advantage of all of the diverse students that we have within our university. So we did a quick survey, and we realized that we were what we call innocently diverse. In other words, we are an incredibly diverse campus, but we don't realize that we are. And how do you take that incredible wealth of diversity and transform it into something really meaningful within academia? And so that's what we did. And as a result of this survey, we found out that outside of Seton Hall, faculty members interacted with people from other cultures and countries more than we ever thought, and perhaps even more than they themselves, faculty, administration, and staff, ever thought. So our interactions, our diverse interactions, our multicultural interactions really happened within our neighborhood of South Orange and Newark, as well as our communities. I'm sorry, I can't really see that very well, but our university, and so it starts in the neighborhood, and then it sort of dwindles down. But the point of this survey and the results that we were able to capture as a result of this survey were that we really need to take advantage of the surrounding community and the students within the university to help us promote internationalization. Okay. So the charges of the committee were to define a strategic goal and sort of promote it and market to all factors of the university, from the president on down to our cafeteria workers, for example, across the board, the importance of internationalization as a presidential charge, and to identify, as I said, the institutional strengths and challenges, and really use those institutional strengths to help us promote this ideology. Okay, so this was, very briefly, our laboratory. It began in 2007, ended last year. We did the survey that I just told you about. We did an institutional inventory of what people across the university would like to see happen, whether it would be changes, promoting more internationalization, bringing in more international students, sending out more study abroad students, etc. More cultural initiatives, and the signing of many, many more institutional cooperation, a memorandum of agreements with foreign universities. I'm sad to say, however, that we don't have any official memorandum of understanding with any Spanish institution. But I have a feeling that is probably going to change soon. So, our institutional strengths. We have an amazing, one of the very best mobile computing programs in the country. And one of the things that we thought about was how do we use that program, for example, and translate that into the success of the Internationalization Committee and our work. We had incredible faculty support, which, of course, as we all know, is essential to anything being successful on any campus. And, of course, again, our diverse university community in a cosmopolitan setting. We coordinated, the provost initiated a month-long international month at Seton Hall, where we had many, many, many intercultural activities, and students that had studied abroad came in and promoted study abroad, the experience of having been abroad and how life-altering that was for them, etc. And they really recruited many students that would otherwise not even think about going abroad. So it was a huge success on our campus. And then we just set up a recommendation committee to go to the provost and say, based on our survey, based on everything, all the collection, all the information gathering that we've done, these are our recommendations in order for Seton Hall to go forward and to move forward along with other major academic institutions in the United States. These are the things that must happen. And I have to say, so far so good. A lot of the things that we have recommended as a committee have been implemented by our president and our provost. Okay, just keep going. You can keep going. Okay, so in terms of the other component of my job, international students coming in, to the United States. This is from NAFSA. It is a graph that depicts the international students and how much they have contributed economically to the United States economy in 2007 and 2008. As you can see, it is incredible, the amount of money that our international students bring into this economy. And I think it's telling that at Seton Hall, for example, while the undergraduate numbers are declining of incoming undergraduate students, I think across the board that happens within our universities. In my office, for example, our international numbers have increased dramatically, which is also very telling of our international population. Okay, keep going. Okay. These are some graphs that we put together in the office that depict, for example, the increase in study abroad numbers to Seton Hall from several regions of the world. So, for example, spring 2009, study abroad by region, the red column is Spain. So you'll see spring 2009 by region, and then by major. At Seton Hall, I can tell you we have most of our students that go abroad are from one of two schools. We have a very prestigious Whitehead School of Diplomacy and International Relations that sends out most of our students to going abroad. And one of the reasons for that is that the Whitehead School has a mandatory study abroad component. They have a mandatory internship component. In order to get a bachelor's in international relations and diplomacy, you must complete an internship. And the dean of the school, Dean Menzies, who's a former U.S. ambassador to Kosovo during Clinton, he decided that, which was obviously very intelligent, he decided that part of, you know, if you're going to make your students go abroad, or make your students, want your students to go abroad, then what he said he would do is take the internship component and say, well, if you don't want to do an internship, but instead you want to study abroad, we will accept your study abroad experience as the part of the mandatory coursework you have to do for a bachelor's in international relations. So it worked very, very well. Most of our students of diplomacy take advantage of that. Another major that is also very popular is the business. If you are to get an undergraduate degree in business, our Stillman School of Business is also a very prestigious school within Seton Hall, and they also have a mandatory study abroad component. If you are to, again, to graduate with an undergraduate degree from the Stillman School of Business, you will have had at least 2 weeks of study abroad through a faculty-led program, which, 2 weeks it doesn't say much in terms of, well, it says more than nothing, but, one, of course, cannot compare a semester experience abroad to a 2-week experience abroad, but, as we say, it's better than nothing. This is study abroad. Okay, so summer 2009 study abroad by region. There's Spain. The longer column is Europe. And then again, study abroad by major within the summer of 2009. It's always diplomacy or business are most of the students that go abroad. Okay, study abroad by major. You could see our numbers are increasing as the years go by. Spring and spring 2010 study abroad by region. You could see Spain has increased tremendously since 2 years prior. And then summer 2010. So I think that it's very telling. I've been at Seton Hall for a little over 3 years, and I also put together a program of students who have studied abroad to come back then to our campus and promote the experience of study abroad. And I think it's working out very, very well. Our numbers have increased by 300%. So in that vein, I will tell you that we have 21 faculty-led programs, and only 2 of those programs are programs that run systematically every year to Spain. One program run by the chair of the Modern Language Department, he takes a huge number of students every year to Alicante for the summer. And then every spring for 10 days, we have a tour, faculty-led trip. The course title is Archaeology of Spain, and that goes to Barcelona. Okay. So in conclusion, and to sort of tie everything together, I will tell you that Seton Hall is a university made up of primarily first-generation college students. We also have students that come from very wealthy and highly educated families. And I can tell you as well that from my experience, I don't really see a difference in terms of interest in study abroad between those 2 groups of students. I think that equally they're both very interested in studying abroad, and I don't, at least at Seton Hall, it doesn't make that much of a difference. In our law school in Newark, we have a very highly reputable academic program in defense of human rights to places like Zanzibar in Africa, and where they study human trafficking and human rights, to Ethiopia to participate in the African Union, that will happen this summer, and to Cairo to study international law at the American University of Cairo. So I guess it begs the question, why is Spain constantly and consistently on the top, one of the top, what we call traditional study abroad destinations? I think, certainly my country of Portugal is not, even though we are right next door to Spain. I don't know the answer to that, why we're not. Perhaps it's just lack of marketing. But, I think within Spain and promoting Spain as a study abroad destination, Spain feels very safe to our students and to the parents of those students. And I think that there's a very distinct commonality of cultures between the United States and Spain. Spain is a thoroughly modern European country, and it is the widespread use of Spanish as a language in this country is also very seductive to our students, and a lot of their parents, like I said, have probably been to Spain, so they feel very comfortable sending their children there. Let's see. So what are in conclusion, I would say, what are the outcomes of our students going to Spain? Academically, I think they have an increased knowledge of, obviously, Spanish language. They have a more heightened awareness of the world that they can then incorporate into their classroom experience and single-handedly transform the international experience in their respective campuses, or on their respective campuses. I think this is an untapped resource that we at Seton Hall, I know, are looking to better understand and capture. And I think that, going abroad anywhere, certainly Spain is one of my favorite places on the planet, I think really sort of transforms a person, and hopefully that student will come back having utilized the resources and the knowledge and the goodwill that they learn over there and bring it back and sort of promote that goodwill and that desire to learn and to learn more about the world and bring it home. And then lastly, I would say, just the awareness. I have just anecdotally, I have two small children, two daughters, 7 and 4, and my husband is not Portuguese, but I try every day of my life to speak Portuguese to them as much as I possibly can. And so, they speak. I don't know if they speak well, but they speak, and they certainly understand everything. And I think, will they take Portuguese one day? Will they take Spanish one day? Well, I certainly hope that they do when they go to college. But the mere fact that they know that there is another world outside of our own reality here in New York, that there is a place in the world where we don't say good morning, but instead bon dia or buenos dias or whatever it may be. I think even the fact that they are aware of that might help change the world. And so I think that certainly this is why I'm in this field. Okay, thank you so much.